I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the Special District Association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station. If there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, you can call us. The number's 970-677-4119. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Tuesday program for June 23rd, 2020, DCTV Daily News. KDVR Denver reported on the updates of the pandemic in Colorado. Despite the trend of surging COVID-19 cases in specific Colorado counties, not ours, Dolores County still remains at 0 cases. 2 of Colorado's busiest hospitals are seeing single-digit cases in the intensive care unit, the ICU, as summer starts. That's a good thing. On Saturday, Governor Polis extended the state of disaster emergency for an extra month, saying, quote, the 3-day moving average for cases is now going up in our state. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and I think that's creating a little stress in people, said Director of Critical Care at UC Health University of Colorado Hospital, Dr. Mark Moss. Moss says during the peak, their hospital was taking care of more than 140 COVID-19 patients. That number is now less than 10. Over the past week, health departments have sounded the alarm in Boulder County, Eagle County, and the San Luis Valley as they started to see a surge in cases. Quote, not always wearing masks, not always maintaining the physical distancing. It does not surprise me that we're seeing an increased number of cases, Moss said. People are following the numbers of how many positive tests there are, and I think maybe a better number to follow is how many people have been hospitalized, because that's really what matters. Moss says there is anxiety about a potential second wave in the healthcare profession, but acknowledges that they are more confident with their knowledge of the virus. One of his main concerns is morale among nurses and doctors on the front line. Quote, some people feel we might be in the eye of the hurricane. We went through a thing, now it's calm, but who knows if we have to go through the other side of the hurricane, Moss said. We're still doing our jobs, but I think it's not getting as much recognition, and to gear up again and to go through the battle again is going to be, I think, even more difficult, so I worry about the psychological distress on our healthcare professionals, end quote. A spokesperson for Denver Health tells the problem solvers that they have less than half a dozen COVID-19 patients in the ICU right now. They are currently at their lowest census for hospital admissions, despite their own testing being up. So these are some data and information points to take a look at and think about as we move forward. There is a notice that has been released, that the Executive Order D-2020-110 has been released as of Saturday. And in response to that, our courthouse and all the government buildings will be posted that they are requiring visitors to wear masks coming in. They are requesting them. And now let's take a look at the local weather, where you'd like to maybe hide under some cool mask because it's going to be hot out there. We're really feeling that summer heat in a big way this week. Today, sunny with a high near 88. That's according to the forecast from the National Weather Service, but I believe upper 90s is probably where we might reach out here. And there is a red flag warning running in effect today till this evening, with northwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour and those super dry conditions. Tonight, clear with a low around 56 or lower. Northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming north-northeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into Wednesday, again sunny with a high near 89 or more. East-northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the morning, with Wednesday night partly cloudy and a low around 59. Those northwest winds continue 5 to 10 miles an hour and become light and variable by evening. For Thursday, we're looking at partly sunny with a high near 89 or more. Southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest 10 to 15 miles an hour in the afternoon. The winds on Thursday could be gusty, as high as 25 miles an hour. And Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 56. For Friday, mostly sunny and a high near 86 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy and a low around 53. And into this next weekend, we're looking for mostly sunny skies on Saturday and a high near 86. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 56. And Sunday, sunny again with a high near 88 degrees or more. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 56. So it's going to be a hot one, and there is still no rain in sight. So be careful out there. There is a burn ban countywide on open fires. And now, back to the news. From the Durango Herald, report on area nursing homes with Jerry McBride photo. Inside Southwest Colorado's nursing homes, Staff wear uncomfortable face coverings all day. Residents play hallway bingo sitting in their doorways, safely distanced during the coronavirus pandemic. Families haven't visited in person for months. Quote, "We're getting through it," said Carla Vigil-Schub, a resident at Four Corners Health Care Center in Durango. The measures seem to be working. No COVID-19 outbreaks have occurred at skilled care facilities in Southwest Colorado, including La Plata, Montezuma, Archuleta, Dolores, of course we have none in Dolores, and San Juan counties. One way to keep it that way: move faster than the government. Outbreaks at nursing homes have drawn national attention because residents are vulnerable to serious cases of the disease and other diseases. Colorado has launched a regular testing program, and administrators, staff, and residents are settling into a long fight to keep the virus outside of facilities. Quote, "I watched very closely what happened in Washington State and recognize when you have a communal living situation, if you get a COVID case in there, it's going to spread," said Joyce Humiston, president of C&G Healthcare Management. Colorado has recorded more than 300 outbreaks as of Thursday, according to the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, CDPHE. Of those, more than 150 occurred in independent living, assisted living, and skilled nursing settings, where outbreaks are reported when 2 or more residents test COVID positive within a 14-day period. None have been reported in the 5-county region as of June 17th. Quote, "I've had COVID nightmares because you see what's going on in these large cities," Humiston said. The anxiety alone of just that was stressing people out. In response to the virus, the facilities have followed guidelines set by federal agencies, states, and local public health agencies to prevent the spread of the virus. At C&G Healthcare Management, which operates 7 facilities in Southwest Colorado, staff members are screened daily for symptoms. Visitors are not allowed, and residents must wear masks outside of the rooms and practice social distancing. Administrators join regular emergency planning calls. It's the same as 27 SAVA senior care facilities in Colorado and Wyoming, including Four Corners Health Care Center, said Joe Reese, vice president of operations for the region. Other SAVA centers have reported outbreaks, but no residents at Four Corners have tested positive for the disease. Quote, "At first, the challenge was things were changing nationally, almost as fast as you could implement them," Reese said. "Now the challenge is continuing to be isolated, certainly for the residents, and the day-to-day challenges that our employees face." None of the 600 residents in C&G nursing homes have tested positive either, Humiston said. In Cortez, 5 staff members tested positive for COVID-19, 4 without symptoms. The companies have received state, federal, and local support. San Juan Basin Public Health has provided long-term care facilities with testing kits and assistance, facility-wide testing at Four Corners, and thousands of surgical masks, gloves, face shields, and medical gowns, said Claire Nind, SJBPH spokeswoman. Colorado, led by Colorado State University, launched a program in early May to conduct 8 weeks of testing at 30 skilled nursing centers to track asymptomatic spread in staff. Both C&G and SAVA are part of the program, but the state hasn't yet contacted them to begin testing staff members. Instead of waiting, C&G started its own testing process. The company also shut down visitation before the state ordered it and found a testing supply when no one had enough tests. Quote, "What I've learned through all of this is if everyone's going to sit back and wait for the government to tell us what to do, we're going to have a problem," Humiston said. "We didn't wait from the very beginning, and I think that's what helped us." While the facilities have seen months of success, residents, families, and staff are adjusting to a new norm to prevent the virus's spread. Lunch used to be a social hour. Now most residents eat in their rooms. Exercise groups are limited to 4 people. The beauty shop closed at Cottonwood Inn Rehab and Extended Care Center, so a nursing assistant washes and styles the woman's hair. "Hair to the elderly ladies is everything," said Deb Snyder, administrator at the center. Cottonwood staff have seen some signs of anxiety, isolation, and sadness. Residents with dementia did not understand why they weren't getting visitors. That is truly sad. At times, some residents would start crying with no apparent reason. Staff have limited their activity outside work. Snyder goes straight home from work and limits any other trips. One nurse said her 3 kids haven't seen their friends in months to help prevent contracting the virus. Quote, "We're powering through this, but boy, it's been difficult on both sides, our residents and our staff," Snyder said. Carla Vigil-Schub and her husband Don Schub feel cooped up and wary as they pray for a vaccine. "It's sad they can't see their families," they said. Schub's sister, Christine Mulholland, said that she could hear tension in the married couple's voices when they got overwhelmed, especially in the first month. "Now we're learning to adjust that maybe this is going to be this way for a while," Mulholland said. And the Durango Herald reported with a photo by Shannon Mullane that a stream of vehicles rolled into the Unitarian Universalist Church in Durango last Saturday, loaded with supplies for Navajo and Hopi tribal members in need. The church partnered with Toye Industries, Inc., a Navajo Nation nonprofit, to coordinate the supply drive. The nation, which spans 27,000 square miles, has fought one of the most severe COVID-19 outbreaks in the United States with limited resources and access to health care. Quote, "We know Durango is an extraordinarily generous community, as you can see by all the people coming out," said Bonnie Miller, a coordinator for the church's social justice efforts, referring to the line of vehicles waiting to drop off goods. Drivers arrived at the church parking lot with bags of canned and fresh food, bottled water, cleaning supplies, face masks, and other supplies bagged and ready to grab in their trunks and back seats. Volunteers wearing masks and gloves transferred the donations to a storage room within the first hour. The room had filled substantially. The church's supply drive began after Marcia Porter Norton, a volunteer who is running for La Plata County Commissioner, connected them with Toye Industries. Toye is a Navajo Nation entity established in 1976 that provides employment and training services for disabled Navajo tribal members. 2 people from Toye were coming to Durango on a weekly basis to gather supplies, particularly for Gallup, New Mexico, and Chinle, Arizona, where the outbreaks have been severe, Miller said. As the nation has responded with shutdown orders and other restrictions, resource access has been one challenge for tribal members, particularly elders. In some cases, people can't leave their home to get food and supplies because of the pandemic or other causes. A third do not have running water or electricity, according to news reports. Dene Bekeya, or Navajo land, is larger than 10 of the 50 states in America, but it has only about 13 grocery stores. Quote, "If we are having a hard time getting stuff at City Market and Albertsons, you can imagine what it's like to drive 200 miles to a very small grocery store," Porter Norton said. The church volunteers said they wanted to follow Toye Industries' lead to provide help. While they don't have a specific plan for another drive, they are open to further action. On Sunday, they collected donations for the Navajo and Hopi families' COVID-19 relief fund. Quote, "Really, the gift is for the giver to know that you helped to make a difference," Miller said. And more from the Durango Herald. The world's largest balloon fiesta has joined the growing list of canceled or postponed events as a result of coronavirus concerns. Yes, the 49th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, originally scheduled for October, will be postponed an entire year to October 2nd through the 10th of 2021, the Board of Directors announced on Monday afternoon. The safety of our pilots, guests, sponsors, staff, and volunteers has always been our top concern, and in the wake of COVID-19 and its continued impacts, we must stay dedicated to upholding that commitment, said Matt Guthrie, president of the board, in a statement. This will be the first year since 1972 that the event will not be held. People who have made reservations, bought tickets, and RV spaces can use those for the event in 2021. If unable to attend next year, the board directs people to its website for possible refunds. The festival is considered the largest in the world. Last year's event drew 588 balloons from across the United States and from 17 countries. More than 866,000 visitors attend during the 9-day event and brought in an estimated $186.82 million to the Albuquerque metro area. Now that's an event. The board of directors said it knew there was an entire community, city and state invested in the event, but did not see a way forward to holding this year's event with so many unknowns. Without a clear understanding of the status of this virus or the applicable New Mexico Health Public Order this October, we can't proceed with plans that could put anyone working at or attending Balloon Fiesta at risk, Guthrie said. The board estimates that it would have hosted more than 600 pilots, managed 1,657 RV reservations, coordinated hundreds of sponsors, worked with more than 1,000 volunteers, and had ordered 230,000 pieces of merchandise. Before canceling this year's event, the board considered different contingency plans, like limiting the number of guests and pilots that could attend, or having a cyber balloon festival where the launch of the balloons would be live streamed with no guests in attendance. Ultimately, the board decided to postpone the events to 2021. This is certainly a setback, but we will remain committed to making this the best and brightest event in the world and can't wait to see Balloon Fiesta Park once again filled with balloons and smiling faces, the board said. The Balloon Festival joins a growing list of canceled 2020 events, including Animas River Days in Durango and Riverfest in Farmington and the Pick and Hoe in Dove Creek. But Remember, on the 4th of July, the Dove Creek Chamber of Commerce is paying for the band Crossroads to go out to the state line to play out there in the back patio area, and there will be activities out there just for fun, and that would be something that you can attend on Saturday in the evening from 5:30 to 9:30, and then the DCTV Fire Department will be putting on the fireworks also starting around 9:30 on the 4th of July for locals. And these stories and news and links are all posted up on our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, where you can also watch the program replay along with news links and stories of local interest. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. This is your local community TV station, so if there's something that you would like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com, or you can call us at 970-677-4119. Thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel or DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.